some people will like be like, "Oh, why are you playing that stupid video game?" and then binge a whole season of Downton Abbey in one sitting. Like, shut up.
Exactly. Yeah.
How's that different?
Hello and welcome back to the NextPlay podcast, a gaming and pop culture podcast brought to you by the NextPlay team. I'm your host Jamie, and joining me today is Brad
Hello.
and Berto.
Hi.
On today's show, we'll be discussing more of your video game hot takes that you've sent in to us, like is Expedition 33 overhyped for what it is? Is gaming a waste of time? All of this will be discussed during this show, but first, a message from Bradley.
Hey, you. Torkel and I have noticed most of you aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you have a spare second, click the subscribe button right below. Or if you're listening to us on audio streaming services, give us a 5-star review, as it really does help us out. And with that out of the way, let's get back to the show.
Thank you very much for that, Brad. Always super wise, that guy. So now we just moving straight into hot takes. The first one is from Brad, but not this one.
Not me.
Chunky Droid over on the socials. Their hot take. The Nintendo 64 has more games that aged well in 2025 than the PlayStation and Sega Saturn. I'm happy to go first with this one.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I think definitely visually. I think visually the N64 games hold up a lot better than that polygonal style of the PS1. I think at the time, PS1, PS2 even looked probably better than N64 games, I would say. But because of that cartoon visual style that Nintendo implement, visually they've just stuck. It still looked gorgeous. I would say that's my point that I would argue. I will say the camera in most of those N64 games is pretty much atrocious, let's be honest. I mentioned it on the last episode. Well, not the last episode. The other episode where we talked about Nintendo Direct, that when I played even Mario Galaxy, for instance, like the camera was really, really bad. And I think even that relates over to Mario 64 and everything like that. The N64 controller was a unique device. I don't know how I ever used it. And I think just around that time, it's the same with even the PS1 games. Like when I went and played Croc, like if you play those old school tank controls where you're holding the controller to turn the camera, they weren't great. But I will say probably N64 edges PlayStation out in that regard. I never had a Sega Saturn, so I can't really speak on that. I had a Mega Drive. That was my first console, but that was still when it was still 2D visuals for the most part. I think most of them still hold up because that was the style at the time. Like Streets of Rage on the Mega Drive still looks. It was the style at the time.
You had an attitude on your belt. Yeah.
Anyways, what was the point I was trying to say? Streets of Rage, I think, still even visually holds up on those classic consoles, just because it's so striking. But yeah, I guess I just have a little bit more bias, anyways, because like. I probably played a lot more N64 games than I did like the original PlayStation, so I think I probably would agree with this take. Brad, how about yourself? You're the youngest one here, so what's your thoughts on this?
I don't really have any. I'm that young.
Cool.
I don't think I even
what's an N64?
Sega Saturn. Yeah. No, but I do agree. Like just visually from what I know, that the Nintendo 64 games do hold up a lot better. You see that on Nintendo Switch Online with Wind Waker, and no, that's GameCube, isn't it?
That's GameCube, yeah. But
yeah,
I'll challenge you a bit, Brad. Like you've played two PlayStation games. Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 9.
Oh, this year they were PS4 remasters though, so I don't know if that counts. Not really.
I mean, it kind of counts because the heart of the game is still PlayStation 1, right? Visually too.
Yeah, I feel like Brad might be talking. Well, I don't know. He doesn't really say visually.
I kind of made it visuals.
Yeah.
But I don't think Brad was.
It's a very vague one. Yeah.
I would. Okay. Well, if we're going by that, I would say visually Nintendo 64 wins, but like as product as a whole, I think there's a lot more iconic and uh, a lot of games that are still beloved to this day, remastered or not. Like, I feel like I still would have enjoyed Final Fantasy IX just as much if I played the PS1 version,
Mm.
because like everything's the same. It just looks shinier. In fact, I've seen some YouTubers play Final Fantasy IX, like the original PS1 version recently, and it still looks good.
Yeah.
It still looks good. So it depends. Like on what you prefer aesthetically too. Because
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of
Absolutely.
the Nintendo 64 games are that like more cartoony stylized.
Family friendly, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, I've just said a whole lot of words, but I still don't really have that much of an opinion on this hot take.
No, you didn't really
I can't
give
form
much, did
one
you?
because I didn't own two
You're
of
too
those
young.
consoles. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's fair. Kids these days. Bert, I'm curious. What's your thoughts?
I'm the oldest, right? So
Yeah, you are.
80.
terribly. So I'm looking at it again, me being very literal. So he's saying the N64 has more games that have aged well. The N64 didn't have many games to begin with, when you really think about it. So
Comparatively,
in theory,
yes.
yeah, comparatively to PlayStation that had so many more games that have aged poorly. Um, so I would say that his hot take's actually very accurate when you think about it mathematically. There are more games, statistically speaking, that have aged gracefully compared to the PlayStation library. And Saturn doesn't really exist, and was the beginning of the end
It's a
essentially
planet, I think.
for
It,
Sega.
it
So
is. It is.
I with that answer out of the way, if we go deeper, let's go deep real quickly.
Go
64
deeper.
games haven't really been remade. Ocarina of Time for 3DS. Mario 64 was released recently on the Switch. It was just a port. Like, there's not very many games that have come from that era. Whereas the PlayStation, you mentioned the remasters for Final Fantasy 7, 9. I can still play Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is a 2D Metroidvania or Castlevania game that invented that terminology. Looks great. I can play all the RPGs that are like 2D sprite ones that have all come forward now. Secret of Mana, um, Legend of Dragoon, like all these PlayStation JRPGs that have aged a little bit terribly, but at least when they're coming forward, they're still the same game at heart. Just quality of life changes have been made to it to kind of improve on it slightly.
Visually too, I feel like there are a lot of, not a lot, but like I've seen quite a number of games that take that PS1 aesthetic, like that are released today, like like Crow
Yeah.
Country, all those types of games. You don't really see many new games or indie games that adopt the Nintendo 64 aesthetic
No.
compared to the
And
PlayStation 1 aesthetic.
yeah, it's like blocky in a different way, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
Zelda Ocarina of Time, I used to play that. That was my comfort one. Every year I used to play it. Excuse me. And eventually my 64, I still have all my games got stolen, for those that don't know. So I've been playing the 3D version, and I like that version because it's improved on it tremendously to a degree where
Yeah.
it's a little bit more responsive. So I don't know. I think they've aged well graphically. Yeah, because they haven't been mimicked to look that ancient, so to speak, compared to like PlayStation titles. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting take when I think about it. It's very hard to kind of like define by aged well means. But in saying that, if he means that the gameplay is better, then yeah, N64 is better. Like Mario 64 is still one of the greatest games platformers ever.
I disagree. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Mario Kart. No, go on. Go on.
No. And Ocarina of Time obviously is considered the greatest game ever made. So they have aged to a certain degree that still makes it viable and, well, I suppose. I know I didn't really give much of an answer in that one either.
No, well, the one thing that stood out from your entire answer was saying that none of the N64 games have really had straight like remakes. And I was just thinking that, yeah, none of them really have.
Not
I think
really.
Super Mario 64 may have even had a handheld port at one point as well. I think that may have been on the standard DS. But yeah,
Yep.
there hasn't really been like, even I've said before, the Pokemon Stadium games I'd love to see like come back. And I was looking at my list over
Maybe
here. So many of
Pokemon
them, so many
Snap.
of them were.
Oh no, that was still a new game,
But even that was
wasn't
like it was like
Yeah.
a whole new interpretation on the
It's like a
style. But
reboot.
maybe it's just because so many of the best ones were basically, rare. So
Have we
most of
played
it-
Switch Online 64? Has anyone here played any games on
I don't have nostalgia
that.
for it, so I don't
You don't
go
need to,
to
yeah.
No.
So I have enough nostalgia to dip my toe in it and go, yeah, this is fun. So that's about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard.
I thought you were about
Modern
to say
games
you
have.
played them and they didn't hold up or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, like modern games have made. Maybe this should be a take one day, but modern games have like. They are good for stopping and starting, like with time. Like that, there's just something about modern games that makes it easier for me to play now than older games.
Mm.
Games give you better direction and not handhold, not in a bad way, but like in a
The
way
game
that it makes it
design
more
is
straightforward with what you're meant to do.
game
Yes,
design
that's right.
around making it more intuitive for players to follow the path that they're meant to.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't want people to just give up. It
Yeah.
wants you to keep going.
Mm.
So
Yes.
I would agree with that for a little side take. So the next take is by Anonymous. It's a simple one. Gaming is a waste of time. Now, Berto, would you like to give your opinion on this first? You said you had an interesting.
No,
take
not
on this
really.
one.
Not really.
No, okay.
You go
Well, do
first
you
if
want
you
me
want.
to go first? All right, I'll go first.
No. I don't mind going because you go on first every single time, so I'll go first.
All right.
I don't really
Hurry
have.
up.
I really, yeah. I reckon Anonymous is actually my mum yelling at me, saying gaming is a waste of time. Put it down. Get back to cleaning. It is 100%. It is 100% a waste of time. That's the short answer of it. The long answer of it is
No.
there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with what you do with what time you have. You only got one life left, right? So it is what it is at the end of the day.
Or if you're playing a
And
game, you
I
have
feel-
multiple.
Exactly.
I hate that one. Was like gamers have multiple lives.
Yeah, that is so cringe.
It is. It is very, but it is a waste of time. Absolutely, and I say this from the perspective of someone that's. I have family now, and obviously my priorities are that. Not to say that anyone that doesn't have a family doesn't mean they don't have their own priorities. They do. I get it. It's just a
Gaming.
waste of time, literally. Like, but when I have the time to game, it's not a waste of my time because I appreciate the time that I have with it. So it's all about perspective of what you really appreciate in life. It's like running, right? I love running or trying to get back into my fitness. It's a waste of time sometimes. Like, like you're just running around. You're just running for like hours on end. It's like, what was that all about? But it felt good. Mental health cleared. Like it affects things on a different level. And I think explaining these to people who aren't gamers, the gaming is a waste of time. It's so difficult to. It's so easy to kind of like get defensive about it because you look at some of the hobbies that they might have that you might consider equally as wasteful. It could be watching television series endlessly. It could be, I don't know, a sports team, loving it to a degree that you're, part of some sort of membership and you're spending so much time with that. But yeah, it's just relative to the person, I feel.
Yeah. Some people will like be like, "Oh, why are you playing that stupid video game and then binge a whole season of Downton Abbey in one sitting? Like, shut up.
Exactly. Yeah.
How's that different?
It's
except
not.
like,
That's the
except like,
difference.
well, it kind of is. Like, playing
Is it?
games uses more parts of your brain than just sitting watching a TV show.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's all personally subjective, though, of what people consider to be more rewarding. I very much appreciate Birdo's take, and I when you look at it, yeah, objectively, any hobby that anyone does is technically a waste of time. But then it's
Yeah.
like, well, what is using your time in a good
Effectively.
way? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah, exactly. So like,
Mm.
to me, I'm a lazy man. Like, you know what I mean? In all honesty, like I don't want to go lift weights and everything like thing. It's not my thing. I feel sore afterwards. I don't find it mind clearing. But I don't consider, if other people find that something that relaxes them and everything, that's fine. Even cooking, I'm not good at cooking. It's not something that I would objectively enjoy and find as a way that I'm spending my time well to get a burnt horrible meal at the end of it. Whereas for me, when I have free time and I want to relax and I want to not think about stuff, gaming is there for me. So at that stage, for me personally, I don't find it as a waste of time. But all hobbies are really like
Mm.
who like if you've got a family, like you said, or if you've got pets, if you've got kids or anything like that, that's probably better ways to spend your time. But
Mm.
you know, everyone has free time, and you want to be able to do something you enjoy out of it. So, I've definitely had people go, "Oh, you like video games? So what? You just sit there and play them?" And yeah, they
Yeah.
will come back
Yeah.
and go, "Yeah, but I just went and watched. I don't know how many Sonic films are there? I just watched the Sonic marathon at the movies, all four of them, back to back to back to back." And I'm
Why
like,
not?
don't know why Sonic came to mind first,
Yeah.
but like again, it's just like if they got enjoyment out of it, then it's not really worth judging what other people do. Instead, you should really just be focused on trying to use your time in a way that you enjoy it. So, kind of gets a lot deeper than just gaming in general. But if you've got a hobby that you like and it's not ruining anyone else's time and it's not hurting anyone else, then it's not a waste of time if it makes you happy.
I think that's the key word. What you just mentioned then, I didn't mention it. It's as long as it's not impactful, right? So gaming can be a waste of time to a greater degree on a negative aspect if it affects your ability to work or function within society.
Mm.
Like if it makes you so ostracized from reality, like there are some, those stories that you hear about, mostly international, mostly, you know, within like Chinese or Korean or Asian countries where they spend so much time in MMOs, like
Yeah.
to a degree where they lose themselves. Like that is the epitome of
Didn't you
a
do
wasteful
that at
life.
one point?
I did. I nearly lost it all. I nearly lost it all for some loot. So
I was about to say, talk about Asian
don't do that,
countries.
kids.
You
Yeah.
you did that.
Yeah. But then I went into drugs after that, to balance that out. But no, jokes
Yeah.
aside,
Well, you
like
gotta-
it really depends on it really depends on
Mm.
how you balance it. That's really at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can't sit glued into it forever. I
Mm.
mean, I'm pretty sure if we had friends who were in that position, we'd be like, maybe you should go outside and
Yeah.
enjoy
Maybe
life.
shower.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But there are people that do that. They genuinely are. That they can. This is their consumption. Nothing else exists.
Yeah.
I think if you obsess over anything to the point where you're unable to function, then that's just it's not good for you mentally. It's not good for your physical health either. So like, I've seen and heard of people that have just become obsessed with working out to the point where that's all they do, to the point where they end up hurting themselves and everything like that,
Yeah.
overstraining themselves. So I think everything to an extent is fine. And I think the key is as long as what you're doing isn't hurting anyone else. Like if you enjoy pushing over old people, that's probably not a good hobby. Maybe go and read a book. It's something like that. That's just an objective opinion.
Yeah.
Brad, what's your thoughts?
Basically the same as what you guys have said. I don't think anyone should dictate what your time is worth doing, or what is a waste of time for you. For me, gaming is an escape.
Yep.
Not even just an escape. Like it's just I enjoy doing it. So like, why wouldn't I do it? It's
of
not a
course.
waste of time for
Yeah.
me. And yeah, everyone has different hobbies. Like some people, I don't know, go surfing every weekend or something. Like that's not exciting to me, but like if they like doing that, I'm not gonna tell them it's a waste of time. I don't know. That's
Hmm.
my yeah.
No, I completely
You
agree. It's
guys
like
Wonder
have
why
I
people
think
have a. No, you go.
I
oh
was just saying, like
yeah.
even working is a waste of time. Like
I was
you're
thinking
No,
spending
that too.
100%.
8 hours a
Yeah.
day away from your
It
family,
is.
away from your
It really
friends,
is.
not having any free time whatsoever to even figure out what is a waste of time, and then being told off if you don't rock up. So yeah, I
Sleeping
think
is a
we
waste of
get we.
time, but we have to do it. Like
Yeah, you
I
have
wish
to.
we
go
didn't have
down.
to sleep, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
love sleep. Sleeping
Me
is the
too.
best.
Yeah.
But
Hot
I
take.
just
I
wanted
wish
to.
we didn't have to.
I just wanted to say, like, this was something you mentioned before with what was it that you mentioned with regards to like, ah, I forgot it now. Completely forgot, to be honest. I think it's too
All
late
right,
now.
cool.
No, it was. I guess it was something to do with. Oh, this is what. Why is it that it's considered a waste of time with gaming? Specifically, like we mentioned hobbies so many times: running, surfing, gymming, cooking,
It's because people
watching
don't
TVs, reading
understand
books.
it.
But it's 2025, right?
It's also a
So gaming's
different
been going on for
era.
like what 50
It's more
years now.
accepted now, I would say.
It is more accepted now, 110%.
I'd say
But the argument still exists, you know.
gaming probably went
It still
into the
exists, yeah.
mainstream probably in the 90s. I don't think before that it was very like popular to an
I
extent
would
where
say
I
not
agree.
even till like the 2000s. I would say that it
yeah,
actually started being more
PlayStation,
adopted. I
PlayStation
think
2, yeah, that era.
yeah, maybe even games like Minecraft, Fortnite, like if we're talking more
Mm.
recent, they've made it a lot more accepting. Like I'm hearing people at work talking about Ark Survival, and I'm like, wow,
Ark
I've never played
Survival.
it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just something they jump on, they go into a different world, they play together, and all this sort of stuff, and it's just like I think the online elements, whilst I don't play multiplayer that much, have really made it a more community focused experience. Sure, you get your toxicity online, you're going to get that, unfortunately, and I hate that aspect of it. But when you're playing with great people, it's what we were talking about in the last episode with co-op games. You know what I mean? If you're having this great experience and sharing it with someone else, via online multiplayer, you can connect with people that maybe you are in different countries or different
Yeah.
states that you wouldn't be able to otherwise, and have these magical experiences that like a movie and TV show don't replicate that, in my opinion.
Mm.
So
Some
I
of
think it's more community focused now.
some of my best memories with like my best friend is playing Fortnite with
Yeah,
them.
right.
Like because we always have a laugh every time we play. Like it's just
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, well, I think that's great. And like distance isn't a problem anymore thanks to
Mm,
online. So I think that's
yeah,
great. We got very deep there.
we
I
That was
did.
don't know how
good.
much we talked about video games. It was a very deep question.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Birdo's
Anonymous.
mom.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
photos, mum. Yeah, thanks, mum.
All right, next hot take is by Alex. It's Alex. Now, I believe they were featured in the last episode as well.
They
I can't
were.
remember which hot take they were because it was a week ago.
It was
So,
the Dark Souls one.
so this one
Okay.
is Claire Obscure, while a great game, is vastly overhyped. It's not, and suffers from a number of trendy game design choices. The parry system is too strict, with easier difficulties taking it from 100 to 0. There needs to be better balancing and granularity to its difficulty
What a word.
settings. I
Mm,
absolutely nailed it as well.
you did.
Yeah.
I'm
It also
proud.
features a number of pointless choices like outfits that serve to make you feel like there's a lot of content when there isn't. Now, who wants to take this first?
Me.
All right,
Me.
go.
Go for it.
All right. So I definitely disagree that it's overhyped. I agree that it's a great game. And I disagree that it suffers from a number of trendy game design choices. The parry system, I agree that it does need to be balanced better because as someone who is not a Souls-like baddie. I know that's the quote of
We've
the
coined it.
I'm
We need
so
to
we
copyright that.
I'm
have.
stealing that. Yeah, I'm
Thank
really
you.
just gonna steal that. It's so good.
DCB.
I'm not good at parrying in any game that I've ever played. So I had to turn the difficulty down from normal to whatever was under that. And it made the parrying
Easy.
too easy. Like I felt like normal was too hard for me. And then bumping it down one difficulty made it way too easy. So that said, yes, it does need to be balanced better. I don't know if they have done that already or not. Not sure. As for the number of pointless choices like outfits that serve to make you feel like there's a whole lot of content when there isn't, I'm okay with that. I didn't change my outfit because I thought it kind of like took me out of this whole expedition thing. Like, we're all one unit, we all need to be dressed in our expedition outfits. So I didn't change my outfits. I did change the hair on some people, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I thought that was just like a fun little thing. Like, I don't think every customization offered needs to have like some significant purpose to the game.
Yeah.
And I also feel like the game does have a lot of content because after you finish Act 2, the world opens up a lot, and even in Act 3 it opens up even more and unlocks a whole lot of content. I think that game is ridiculously um packed with content and challenges that offer dozens and dozens of hours of gameplay depending how good or bad you are at the game. So I essentially disagree with most of that, but I do think the parrying could have been balanced better.
Mm.
Berto, you wanna take this one?
I agree. I agree with it. I agree with the statement. Bearing in mind, I've made it very well aware how much I love it, how much it'll, front runner for my game of the year. But it actually is overhyped when you really, really just look at it different, like on a very simple level. Like, it doesn't do anything different. It just does what it does very well. That's the difference. The difference isn't that it's that everyone else does it poorly. These guys just do it better. The story's better, but that's not what the question is. The question is, it is a great game. It considers it. It is a great game, but it's overhyped in the number of trendy. Although there's only a couple of trendy game design choices that's here, but like the parry system is not new, and it's, as you mentioned, like, you live or die by your ability to parry. So you can't really enjoy the story if you can't really progress the game if you're not really good at that system. With regards to pointless choices like outfits, that serve to make you feel like there's a lot of content when there isn't. There is a lot of content though, and that I do disagree with that little part at the end. There is a lot of content, but a lot of the content is, it's what can I say? I mainlined the game. I skipped out on a lot of stuff because I just wanted to. I loved the story so much. I didn't need to go through the side content stuff. Like that platforming stuff, the worst platforming of any game that I've ever played. But I didn't need to do it, so I don't need to care about it. So it's irrelevant to me in my journey on it. Um, I'm surprised that that's not part of the trendy game design choices because it was irrelevant in my opinion. It didn't really need to be a platforming section. So look, I said I agree with the hot take. I do to a greater degree than you do, Brad. That's for sure. Because I was quite straight to the point. But I don't know. Just it's such a nuanced game. You can't really tackle it in one paragraph. You got to take it apart very literally. Um, Still a great game. Still love the game. But looking at it like that, I tend to agree with the statement a lot.
I'll say
Mr.
overhyped.
Yawns.
It's happening.
Yeah, Jamie, wake up.
Yeah, Rick.
Overhyped. Okay, so
It's around the same time each time.
we're gonna. I'm just gonna break that down. The word overhyped. So
Okay.
I feel like
Yes.
what is the highest user rated game ever on Metacritic? I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure. Maybe overhyped to that
Does it?
degree. Is it yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is it? Does it deserve that title? Are there not any better games that would warrant that? Like,
To be
is
the
it
highest rated game
yeah,
ever. So what you're talking about? Like the
like
greatest video game ever.
I don't think it's
essentially,
the
yeah.
greatest video game
No.
ever. Not even close.
Overhyped
If I
to
was to
that
sit down and
sense.
put it somewhere, it might be in my own personal like top 20 or something like that. But no, I wouldn't say the greatest video game of all time. If anything, that really says a lot about the state of some of the video games that are releasing at the moment. Despite the fact
Yeah.
there being a lot of really good games being
are.
released this year, I think they're I don't know, just lacking something. It's what you were saying. It does everything it does. I think it does really well. Am I able to just give my take on this one?
Yeah.
Just take over.
I was just filling in because
Um,
I saw you yawning.
Yeah.
uh,
It was the biggest yawn we've ever seen. That's why.
sorry about that. So it's the front runner for game of the year for me, but that's not saying much for me, seeing as I've only really played maybe half a dozen games from this year.
Mm,
But I do think it was one of those games that I played, as you were saying, Berto. I couldn't stop playing the main story. Like it hooked me completely. I
Yeah.
personally love the parry system. I had
Me
to turn
too.
down the difficulty to get better at it because I don't think it does a great job of holding your hand a little bit to get used to it. It sort of turns the dial up to 12 straight away and is like be good or die, which is
Yeah.
fine. But
I loved it.
when I went down the easy, I was able to get a more grip of it and understand what the hell I was doing. And then when I went back to normal, I think I stuck that out for most of it because there is a point in the story where you do start doing a lot more damage, and then once you get to that point, I feel like parrying just isn't as necessary as it was in the early game. I actually think the early game, unless you go for the post game stuff, is probably more difficult than I would say the second half of the game. Do people agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't have any
All right.
pictos or anything that make things a bit easier for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And once that limitation of the amount of damage you can actually produce out, I feel like you end up finishing some battles a lot quicker. So I think parrying becomes less needed as much as it was. But
Yeah.
I wish this was expanded, the trendy game design choices a little
Yeah,
bit.
me
Because
too.
as you said, this I don't know what is considered trendy. Because if anything, like they had an open world, but it's very much just letting you go to different hub worlds. And it seemed to do a lot of things that video games just don't do. Like turn-based is not a huge thing. It
It's not
really isn't.
trendy.
No, it's not
At
trendy.
all.
If
No.
anything, goes completely against that. But yeah, the balancing, yeah, probably could be balanced a little bit more in terms of the parry system. Pointless choices with outfits. Now, all right, I'm going to go down a little tangent with this one. Now, back in the day, kids, we used to just get outfits. You used to just unlock them for playing the game. The game was like, hey, you're doing a good job. Here's some fucking outfits. But nowadays, it's like,
All right.
I have to spend $2.50 or something for a stupid outfit, or I have to pre-order the deluxe super edition to get this super skin for
Yeah.
my weapon. So I think any game that will allow you to just obtain outfits within a game because you're playing it and having a good time, I'm all for that. Like, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man 1 and 2, they give you so many
Heaps.
outfits. And they
Yeah.
do have a few locked behind DLC. I do remember my pre-order coming with a few, but you could still get easily in the 20, 30 different outfits. And that's so appreciated because like so many games just don't offer that. I think Mario Kart World I haven't played, but it looks like there's just so many outfits for each character.
There
Like
is.
I just appreciate the shit out of
There
that
is.
because it really does make you feel like not only you're getting rewarded, but that you're appreciated. If we're talking about content that feels pointless, leaning into what Birdo said, those goddamn gestural and towers are horrible. And I went for the platinum, and I don't know why they had to have that in as a trophy. The main tower one, which is like massive, and if you fall off at all, you're basically screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the worst one for me. It wasn't until I watched a certain YouTube video that showed me a little shortcut that I was able to do it.
I think
Um,
they might have been better if the platforming was a tiny bit better, because it still felt not
it felt off.
clunky. Clunky's not the word, but like you could tell platforming wasn't like
It wasn't made
refined
for
It
it.
wasn't
maybe
there.
as
It
no,
wasn't a
Yeah.
priority.
it's
It
not
was
a
a
platforming
secondary
game.
thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
No. Then why have
yeah,
it? Don't need it.
yeah. I didn't mind the volleyball mini game. I've seen some people lose their shit over it, but I was pretty good at it, so I don't mind that one. But yeah, circling back to the main point of the question, I think
Yep.
Clair Obscura is still really good, and I struggle to agree with this statement. Aside from maybe the balancing could be a little bit better with the parry system.
Mm.
Alrighty, so we're going into our final take. This is from Ash Whaling from Well Played. Roguelikes and roguelites often have bad level design slash poorly balanced difficulty spikes and use the rogue formula to mask this by appealing to drip feeding slight novelty each run.
Oof.
That is a spicy one.
It
Yeah,
is.
that's a tough one.
It burned coming out saying that. It's very spicy.
What's your initial
Bra-
feeling on it then?
okay, well, I can start. I think it depends. It's one of those genres that I feel like has been a little bit overplayed at this point. It was like when Battle Royale was a fad, and then everyone was doing it, and then it was just like the hero shooter, everyone doing it. Open world, everyone doing it. That's what these sort of feel. But I do feel like it's like any genre, really. Let's be fair. Like some shooters will stand out because they do something incredible. Say like a Titanfall 2, like completely appreciated and loved. And then you'll get games that are in the roguelike genre, like a Hades, where it's just like it's Hades 2 doing so well as we've already seen online recently. It's up there and it's sort of awarded for what it does. So I think the good ones always rise to the top. But obviously, with any genre, you're going to have a few that maybe just jump on the fad but aren't as polished as some other ones. But like when I think of like Slay the Spire or like Enter the Gungeon, like roguelikes that completely got me hooked. Sure, there's a little bit of that sort of gambling element, a little bit. Like if you have a good run and you get something really early, it is going to be a lot easier. Where sometimes your run can be ruined right away. Like Blueprints is essentially one of these, and your run can be screwed very early on if you don't get the right
Oh,
keys or anything like that.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Open a door. Oh, cool. For whatever reason, I have a closet, and it's just like now you've used all your things and then whatever. So, I don't know. I'm
where do you
sort of mixed on it.
Yeah.
I would say I'm
Sounds like
probably in
you
the
are.
center because like it's like any genre. Like so a development studio jumps on a fad, like maybe a AAA team jumps on a fad, and they either do a really good job and it stands out, or it's just another one in the crowd, like Concord. You know what I mean? It did nothing to stand out on the hero shooters genre, and
Yep.
no one will ever speak of that game again aside from the NextPlay podcast.
Literally every episode we mention it.
we should
The
keep
only
it
ones.
alive.
Yeah.
Keep Concord alive.
Yeah, so I don't think I feel either way. I think it's like, yeah, genres are going to have good ones, they're going to have bad ones. I think that's how I feel.
Very diplomatic answer.
Can I say?
Very.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah, so I don't have much to say on this. I have a strong distaste for roguelikes. Every time I
right.
see that a game is that, I kind of roll my eyes a bit. Not because they're bad, it's just not for me. I do not enjoy the gameplay loops of roguelikes at all. Like I liked Cult of the Lamb, but I didn't keep playing it because like that formula is just not for me. But yeah, I do agree with Ash's hot take though, because that's maybe why I don't enjoy them. Possibly.
I have a random side hot take. based on your personal taste.
Ugh, what?
Here we go.
Is there an
take
argument
for
to
hot
say that the battle royales that you love the most are not just roguelikes in their own sense?
No,
You're
they're
dropped
not.
with nothing. You find weapons along the way. You might find a good one. You might not find a good one, and then you eventually lose everything and start again. Is that not a roguelike?
Yeah, but then I have my best friend playing with me, so that makes it all good.
So if it's co-op, it's fine.
And also, I like
Balances out.
shooting people, okay? Thanks. It's very valid.
Berto, what's your thoughts on this one, Berto?
So we have the center. We have the one that agrees, and I'll be the one that disagrees. And not just to keep it, fair and balanced. It's just I tend to disagree with this one. The more I look at it, the more I think about it, because it says it often has bad level design or poorly balanced difficulty spikes. Well, they're both different, right? Because to be even more frank about roguelikes, they don't really have level designs, in my opinion. It's all unique. It's all different, right? Every run is different. It's quite generic. It's just a different type of background for your character. The character's the main star, it's the main attraction. The level is irrelevant. Yeah, you might get something like a lava level or something that, certain things around the level might hinder your ability to maneuver quickly, to be able to escape or anything like that. I don't think the level design's poor. It's just that's the way that these games are made. But when it comes to poorly balanced difficulty spikes, and they use it to, the formula, I still tend to disagree with that one. I roguelikes, I wouldn't say they're my favorite. I wouldn't say they're the best, but kind of like to what Jamie had mentioned, it's really easy to play shit rogue games to ruin your appetite for wanting something greater. And like something like Hades is phenomenal, but then because the market's so saturated, eventually you'll play all the other ones and you're like, oh, I'm over it. I'm done. It's like
not
Dark
Hades.
Souls and everything else. Yeah. So I don't agree with the poorly balanced difficulty spikes. It's just it's all based on luck. Predominantly roguelikes are all luck based. So I think the bigger or deeper issue or the meaning is that you have no control over the level because you don't know what's going to happen. You have no control over the fact of what you're going to get upgrades because it's never going to happen. That's why I like any roguelikes that have that permanency upgrade. It can be simple things like
totally.
like, it gives you a little bit of power back to the player to be able to believe that they might have a chance because they have that one extra inventory slot. But in theory, it's all fake. It's all random. It's all that's the thing about this. It's like roguelikes are kind of like poker machines, really, when you think about it. You really don't know if you're going to hit
It's
the
very
jackpot.
gambling. Yeah.
Yeah. So I disagree. It's just not for everyone. That's what I agree. And I think, Brad, you made a very good argument for that. It's really not for everyone. But when it succeeds, oh man, it's like hitting all the sevens at the pokies. It's, top marks, you're getting all the money. It's the best feeling in the world when it hits. And that's the feeling we chase, I suppose.
That's another side hot take. How you were like, it's not for everyone. A lot of you reviewers say it, and I always try my best never to say it because there is no video game for everyone.
No.
Everyone has their own opinions. There will always be someone that dislikes the video game. That's a different hot take.
That's a big hot take. Yeah,
we
don't have time for that one.
No, we don't. Not at all. But maybe another episode whenever we do one of these. So that's all the hot takes. We're going to go straight into the NextPlay game corner. This is where each week the host quizzes us, name the game, some roulettes, whatever, general knowledge about video games just to see who is the best person on the planet. Brad, you won last week's episode.
I did.
What do you have for us?
Feels like yesterday.
It feels like an hour ago.
It feels like today. Right. So obviously I haven't had time to prepare. So I have
a whole week.
I know. I've just been flat out, okay? I'm gonna read the Wikipedia page of some games and just buzz
Yep.
in to guess. That's it. You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Can we
First,
keep going until we?
yeah,
Can we
yeah,
just
yeah,
you like buzz in?
yeah,
So
And
if
then
I
another
buzz in,
person.
get it wrong, Birdo gets a free shot, and then we go again.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
I meant. I'm tired. I've hit the wall.
Okay.
That's okay. That's right. My yawn helmed, so maybe do one of them.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's infectious.
Or kick your toe.
Yeah,
This game is
absolutely.
a 2008 action adventure game developed and published by two companies. It was first released for the PlayStation Portable handheld console on March 4th, 2008. The game is the fourth installment in this series and second chronologically and a prequel to the original game. It is loosely
Birdo.
based on
James. Oh,
Birdo.
Is it Uncharted, the PSP version?
It is not Uncharted, the PSP version. Jamie,
all right. So I get a crack.
yes.
All right. This is where I'm gonna struggle because I don't know which one's which. Is it Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep?
It is not Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
What a terrible name. Birth by Sleep. Who writes these sort of things?
You should play Kingdom Hearts and you would understand.
I don't want to. I
No one
refuse.
understands.
I refuse to play Kingdom Hearts. It's
All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
It
that's
it
all
is
I'll take.
loosely based on Greek mythology and set in ancient Greece.
Jamie,
Birdo.
God of War.
which one?
Yeah, which one?
Oh, come
You
on.
don't get a free pass.
He's gonna get it if I don't get it right. I've never
Yeah,
had a
he's-
PSP.
Well, Jamie did.
Yeah, of course he did.
I've never
That's where he
played this,
played
to be honest.
everything on it.
Oh, it's a Vita, mate.
Is it Ascension? No, it's not Ascension. That's the PS4 one. God of War, God of War 2, God of War 3, God of War Ascension. Is it like Son of Sparta or something like that?
That is incorrect.
Chains of
Jamie.
Olympus.
It is God of War Chains of Olympus. Well done. That's
Yeah.
1 point.
You had a
to you.
50-50 shot.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, you had it as soon as I said.
Once
So
he said
one-
mythology, I was like,
Yeah. All right. Next game we've got. This game is a 2014 action adventure game developed by and published by two companies. It is the first installment in the series. The game is played from a third person perspective, and its world is navigated on foot or by vehicle. Set within a fictionalized version of the Chicago metro area
Jamie.
and
Better.
Jamie.
Watch
Damn it.
Dogs.
It is Watch Dogs. Well done.
Clean sweep. Can we got a
It
third one?
is. Yeah.
I just need
Sweet.
one. I just need 1 point to stay in line.
All right.
The long game.
Well, third game. This game is a 2011 puzzle platform game developed by such and such for PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360.
Jamie.
Jamie,
Portal 2.
it is Portal 2. Well done.
Wow.
Clean
Good
sweeping.
work.
Clean sweep.
That was good. How'd you
I
get that
have
one?
Puzzle platform.
When he said PC, I was like, oh, but then once he said the consoles, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I
I
did
know what
have.
Brad thinks. I know what he was picking.
I had a fourth game for a tiebreaker if you want to do that one for fun.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right.
Clean sweep.
The game is a first person shooter video game developed and published by two companies. The third installment of the series. This was released worldwide for PlayStation 3, PC, Xbox 360, and Mac in 2013. The game is set in the year 1912 and it follows its protagonist, Booker DeWitt, who is sent to
But,
the
Jamie-
airborne. That was way too close for me to call that. You can,
We both know
uh,
what it is.
yeah, you both know what it is.
Yeah. It ends in infinite.
And it starts with
Bioshock Infinite.
yes. Well done, Jamie and Birdo. Good work.
That was
Wow.
I
fast.
want to watch
As
it
soon as you
back
said
to see who
Booker,
actually got it.
straight away.
I am certain it was at the exact same time.
We'll
Judging
have to
by,
watch it back.
but judging by
100%.
my internet, it was probably one of you by a mile. So we'll see.
I swear, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
funny. No, well, more reason to watch the show back, unless you're already
Yes.
watching it. Then you'd already know.
Then watch it again.
So, with that, that puts me at 26, back on top. The world is right again. Berto and Brad on 24. That means I have to come up with more games. So
You
I will
do.
have to try and find
It's my
time for that.
plan all along.
And it's working.
Did you? I thought your plan was to get a point. You got
Yeah,
that.
you
it
didn't
was.
get a
Shh,
point.
we don't tell everyone. I didn't get that one. No, not that one. That wasn't
Anyways,
going on
now that I'm back on top, it's time to end the show right there. Thank you all for listening to us tackling some hot takes. And if you have some hot takes yourself, feel free, leave them in the comments. Maybe we'll tackle them in another episode. Otherwise, you can head over to the website. So we may have some PAX content up at this stage.
We will.
I'm not sure. Check out next-play.com.au, and if PAX has or has not happened yet, if you see us there, say hello. So until the next episode in a few weeks, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.